You know, sometimes you just can't win, and this is the perfect example. This is the Multipick ELITE-17 kit. Now, I've done the ELITE-11, and I did the ELITE-27, and a lot of you notice that there's a kit right dead in the middle, the ELITE-17. This is it. I got this from Pick Pals, and I'll have to tell you there's some good news. It's $89 Australian, which works out to 67 US, but right now, Pick Pals is offering free international shipping. They're having an Easter weekend, so any orders over $50 are free shipping. Beautiful little kit. Very nice. I think you guys remember the quality of these picks, but I am still going to go over it again. I'm going to pull all these out of the case, and let's take a look at exactly what we get in this ELITE-17. All right, guys, let's take a look at the case. Very nice, real leather. When you open this thing up, it smells like a brand new car. It holds everything that I'm getting ready to show you. Very nicely done. Nice zipper on it, and it has the Multipick logo embossed on the front of it. Very nice pick case. Nothing's going to be falling out of that. Inside of there, you actually get a full 17 pieces, not counting the case, which would make it an ELITE-18. So you get 17 pieces. You get two tensioners that have twisted handles. And both of these, one's a short, one's a long, both of these measure 0.11 inches, which works out to, I think that's 2.9 millimeters in thickness. So I call those the wide. You also get a Z-wrench. One end is a wide, and the other end is very nicely tapered, and there's no sharp edges. All of these have been, looks like, tumbled and polished quite well. Good, very high level of finish on not just the tension wrenches, but also on the picks, as you're getting ready to see in just a minute. By the way, the tapered end on that one was 0.09 inches, which is 2.3 millimeter. You also get this guy, which is 0.09 inches without being thinned down, 2.3 millimeter. And then you got the same wrench, just a little bit shorter, but he has been narrowed down even smaller to 0.08 inches. So everything ranging from the tiniest padlock up to some of the largest. I think you've got a good selection of tension wrenches here. One of these probably will fit in it. All right, enough about tension wrenches. Let's take a look at these picks. We have looked at these before, but I am always amazed. First of all stainless steel, very durable material. The handles are all sandwiched steel, so they're pretty, for picks, they're actually pretty hefty. The handles are laser engraved with like lock picking logo on one side, and then on the other side you get this, looks like some kind of crown with, look like initials. You got Multipick engraved on there, and to me the most amazing part is right here at the bottom. It tells you the kit name, the year of manufacture, and most amazingly, each pick has a unique serial number. I don't know how they do that. I'm sure, you know, the Germans have a wonderful penchant for good record keeping. I'm sure 100 years from now, if this is found in some archaeological dig and they look it up and they call up Multipick, they're going to say, who did you sell 53322 for? And they're going to say, oh, Bosnianbill bought that. Anyway, there you go. The picks themselves, 22,000th of an inch thick, which works out to 0.55 millimeters. So pretty thin, good for paracentric keyways and European locks. Yet very durable, pretty stiff stuff. You get a standard hook, you get a medium hook, and then a deep hook. A good selection of what I would call the standard hooks. And then they also throw in, one of my favorite picks is the DeForest Diamond. By the way, the engraving on the picks also unique. Each pick type has a unique number. This is a PN09, but it's on both sides. So if you're too lazy to flip your pick over to find out what model it is, you can do that. If you break the tip of it off, you can always know what kind of pick it was if you find that kind of thing useful. You get a half diamond. Nicely shaped, nice thin shaft on that thing. Good size for fitting into paracentric and the European style locks. Those are all your hooks. On this side, you got all your rakes. Now, you got a good assortment of rakes too, and I don't quite know what to call. I know the top one here would be categorized as a snake rake. The bottom would be like an enhanced snake rake. It's got a wider frequency, so if that one's not getting it for you, maybe that one would work. All of these, as I said, they're all finished. They've all been tumbled for quite a while. I don't think you need to do anything to any of these. Just right out of the box, they're ready to go. You would expect for $67 US, so a good level of finish, but I think they've pretty well exceeded our expectations here. These two, you get the ball, and then you get a double ball or 8 or snowman, whatever you prefer to call them. You get a city rake or L rake, and again, I always like to look at these, and this is a good way to judge the quality of the finish when you look down between those peaks. So again, a lot of time in the tumbler, and time in the tumbler is money. So you would expect to pay a little more time to spend an extra day or so in that tumbler. This next one is a W rake, but this is like a W rake version 2. You notice we have 3 humps instead of the standard 2. And beneath that first hump, remember this is a kinetic tool. So we're going to insert this into the keyway, apply light tension, then we're going to yank it out really fast. So if any of these peaks is going to get stressed and have a chance of breaking, it's going to be that very first one. Notice underneath it here, it's not hollowed out like these guys, and that adds a lot of strength. It prevents you from breaking that W rake right there, which is usually where they break from overuse and yanking it out of there. You also have another one here. This is not actually a pick. This is an extractor. Very nice, very sharp. Every kit probably should have one of these in it. When you need an extractor, you're going to need it really bad. All right, looking at this kit, as I said, $67 US, free delivery from Australia. And if you want to order directly from Multipick, they also have 10 euros straight flat shipping rate from Germany to North America. There's one thing this kit's missing, and I think everybody knows what it is. And if I don't say something about it, you guys will. But I'm going to beat you to it. That's what you need. That's the only thing I can think of missing from this kit. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to this kit. So instead of ELITE-17, or actually if you count the case, ELITE-18, I'm going to turn this into an ELITE-19. If you'd like to win this, you guys know what you got to do. Just go to the website. It's free. Hit the big purple button in the middle of the page and register to win. Maybe next Saturday, you can be the lucky name that's drawn for this beautiful ELITE-17 kit. Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time. Stay safe. Stay legal.